Have you ever laughed along with a crowd and felt a small bruise under your smile? If that question stings a little, then stay with me. This story will not punish you. It will show you a lever that many people pull without noticing. It will show you how a joke can be a shield. It will show you what happens when the shield becomes a mask. And it will show you how someone dared to lift it. We drop in on a stadium where 10,000 people are laughing on cue. The lights are warm and soft. The sound is thick and sweet. A man on stage counts into a routine he calls the ladder of laughs. He is famous and smooth. He sells joy the way others sell shoes. He tells the crowd to climb from a tiny chuckle to a big roar. He says joy is a muscle. He says guilt is dead weight. The crowd adores him. His name is Atlas Vale. He wears a bright smile that looks like a promise. Backstage, a young assistant holds a folder of talking points. Her name is Mara. She is fast and careful. She edits videos for the brand. She writes captions that make heavy things feel light. She needs the bonus because hospital bills do not laugh. She does not hate this job. She likes the warmth. She likes the hope in the room. She wonders if the warmth is real.
You are not here to be perfect. You are here to be light.
Atlas tosses that line like confetti. The crowd drinks it like soda. A metronome tick buried in the sound mix keeps them together. Most of them do not hear the tick. Most of them only hear themselves. The brand sells retreats, keynotes, and a corporate package called the Cleanse. The sales page calls it practical joy for large teams. The legal page calls it performance coaching. The rumors call it a fix for bad press. The rumors are not wrong. Mara's desk sits near the audio bay. She watches layers of sound stack up. She learns how to sweeten laughs that arrive late. She learns where to cut a frown and add a grin. It is editing, not lying, she tells herself. Everyone edits. Everyone trims the mess from their stories. She keeps trimming. Jonah runs operations and walks like a man who is always 5 minutes behind. He knows where the money comes from. He knows which affiliates fall when they stop smiling at the right beat.
We are not villains, we are efficient.
He says that to himself, more than to anyone else. His laugh often arrives half a second late. He hears his own delay and looks guilty. Sarah is the brand's top coach? She has a soft voice that can lift a room. She believes in laughter the way a swimmer believes in breath. She also knows what happens when you hold it too long.
Most people need help to let go, but not to look away.
She says that once to Mara, almost under her breath. It lands, then hides. The first small crack appears in a hotel ballroom. A woman stands up and cries while telling a story about a partner who lies and twists. The room shifts. Sarah leads the ladder of laughs, and the crowd joins in. The woman laughs while tears still sit on her face. The crowd cheers the breakthrough. The captions say, "Healing looks like this." Mara clips the cheer into a short. The views pop, and the comments call it brave. That night, Mara reads the woman's follow-up email.
I laughed, but the bruise is still there.
Mara forwards it to support and gets a template reply to send. It says, "We honor your growth," and offers a discount code. Mara does not sleep well. The next week, a tech company books the Cleanse. They have a rumor problem. They have a product that bothers people who read the fine print. The Cleanse will help them appear open and human.
We all make mistakes, but we will not let shame run the show.
Atlas delivers this on stage to a standing laugh. The executives clap and look relieved. Mara edits a light apology video with bloopers and shared grins. The stock bumps in the after hours. The comments say it is nice to see a company take a joke. In the edit bay, Sarah knocks and places a small drive on the table.
Use this when the room is too loud to hear the truth.
She does not explain what is on the drive. She leaves before Mara can ask. Mara plugs it in. It is a tool that separates audience sound from stage sound. It pulls away sweeteners. It exposes the raw track. Mara tries it on last night's show. Without the sweetener, some jokes are longer and flatter. There are gaps where the room did not follow. There is also a hidden layer of canned laughter that fills the gaps. Mara stares at the screen. She knew they polished the sound. She did not know they filled the holes. She asks Jonah a careful question in the hallway.
Do we always run that extra layer?
Only when the energy drops, which is when people need help.
His voice sounds kind and tired. He looks over her shoulder like the question has a camera on it. He changes the subject to logistics. He walks away. Mara goes back to the email from the crying woman. She reads it again. She looks at the new tool again. She tests it on older shows. The pattern is clear. Any doubt raised on stage is covered with a bright laugh inside 1 second. The doubt does not get to finish its sentence. The crowd feels better. The bruise remains. At the next retreat, the room is hot and the schedule is tight. People push to get their money's worth. The brand calls this full engagement. An attendee sits down hard and slides under a table. The team moves fast and takes good care. The official story calls it an intense release. The video clips present a joyful recovery. The comments throw hearts and sparkles. Mara sees the person the next day and notices the blank stare. Blank is different from calm. She remembers the template reply and feels sick. Atlas plans a global event called The Cleanse. It will be the biggest show yet. It will teach the world to laugh doubt into smoke. It will offer lightness to people who fear weight. The goal is 60 seconds of pure laughter and a pledge to never judge. The pledge sounds kind. Kind can be complicated when power holds the microphone.
We choose lightness over judgment, and we choose it together.
The rehearsal clicks along. The metronome keeps time. The canned backup is ready in case the room slows. The script says that any silence is resistance. The brand wants no resistance. Sarah finds Mara near the audio desk and speaks softly.
You do not have to be a hero to do one honest thing.
She looks at the fader that controls the sweetener. She does not touch it. She leaves. The arena fills and hums. The opening hits and the crowd rises. Atlas strides out with joy that looks like sunlight. He starts the ladder of laughs and the people follow. Mara watches the meters dance. Her hands rest near the faders. Her stomach feels like a small drum. She thinks about rent and about the email and about the person under the table. She thinks about her mother. She thinks about her own late-night laughs that did not fix anything. The pledge is coming. The metronome ticks.
We will rise above heavy thoughts, and we will laugh together until they are gone.
The crowd starts the 60-second laugh. It is big and almost beautiful. The fader for the sweetener flips up by itself under automation. Mara pushes it down. She presses a button to kill the hidden layer. The laugh wobbles. A patch of silence appears like a window with no curtains. Real voices stumble and then stop.
Why are we laughing at a thing that hurts me?
That voice rises from the floor and touches the rafters. A few people answer without thinking.
Because we were told to.
Because we paid to.
Atlas tries a quick joke to hold the room.
Even doubt deserves a smile, right?
It falls flat. Flat is heavier than silence. Security looks toward the audio bay. Jonah looks toward the exit. Sarah steps to a side mic and breathes steady.
Take one breath and do nothing for a beat. If your laugh is hurting you, you can let it go.
The room splits into a soft argument made of eyes and lungs. Some people boo. Some people clap. A little girl asks a parent if they are in trouble. The parent says no and looks away. The show ends awkwardly, and that is not a crime. The brand posts a note about artistic differences. The team meets behind closed doors and talks about risk. Risk is a word people use when they mean pain we cannot invoice. Jonah submits his resignation and takes it back and then submits it again.
I wanted to make people lighter, not hollow.
No one quotes him on the site. Sarah steps down and starts tiny workshops in small rooms.
We will laugh after we tell the truth, not instead of it.
People like the calm in her voice. They like that it does not ask them to buy anything except time. Mara does not write a long letter. She does not call herself brave. She posts the unmix tool for any creator who wants it. It helps some small channels clean their sound. It helps some viewers hear what they did not before. It is not a scandal. It is a skill. Atlas keeps touring and selling lightness to people who fear gravity. He is not a monster. He is a seller of what people are already trying to buy. Buyers make sellers possible. That is a plain fact and not an attack. You may want to know where the bruise comes from. It comes when a room laughs, so that no one has to ask a hard question. It comes when a leader rewards the laugh and ignores the question. It comes when we forget that feeling bad is not always wrong. It comes when we treat pain like a stain to be bleached, not a message to be read. It comes when we trade our voice for approval points. It comes faster when a metronome tick keeps people together. It leaves when someone turns the tick off. People wrote to Mara after the arena moment. Some were angry and called her a traitor to joy. Some were grateful and said they finally heard themselves. One wrote a single sentence that Mara read 100 times.
I laughed for years, and now I will laugh after I listen.
It was not a grand speech. It was a small rule that anyone could try. It is a rule you can try tonight. There were no heroes in this story. There were only people, and some of them forgot to be people for a while. There was a stage, and a crowd, and a sound design. There was a worker who pressed a button at the right second. There was a coach who handed over a small tool. There was a manager who could not make his own laugh arrive on time. There was a leader who sold a feeling and believed his own pitch. There was you, listening and deciding what to do with your next laugh. I promised a lever, and here it is. When a joke covers a wound, pause and check the wound. When a crowd moves one way, step back and listen for your own foot. Do not fear silence. Silence is not empty. Silence is room to think. If laughter is medicine, read the label. If the label says ignore, put it back on the shelf. If the label says listen first, it may help. You may wonder what happened to the brand. It did not explode. It did not vanish. It changed some words on the site and kept going. Most things go on. The biggest shift was not in the brand. The biggest shift was in a few thousand people who heard the wobble. they felt it in their chest. They remembered it at work, at home, and in lines at shops. They laughed after truth, not instead of it. That is not a headline. That is a habit. Let me give you a handful of small scenes you can use. A friend makes a sharp joke to end an argument, and you say, "Not yet." A boss calls a hard topic a vibe killer, and you say, "1 minute, please." A family dinner moves too fast, past a real feeling, and you say, "Can we stay?" None of this is dramatic. All of this changes the air in a room. This is how rooms heal. This is how crowds learn to listen again. There is a clip of Atlas that I still think about. He is offstage and alone. He looks at the floor like it is a mirror. The camera is not supposed to be rolling.
I only wanted to help people feel lighter.
A tech hands him a water and tells him the next segment is ready. He nods and walks out, and the cheer is instant. He stands in that cheer like it is a warm shower. He is very good at this. I do not know what he thinks when it is quiet. I do not need to know to learn the lesson. The lesson has no glitter. It fits in one line that does not sell shirts. Laugh after truth, not instead of it. Hold that line the next time your feed hands you a neat story with a shiny bow. Hold that line the next time a leader asks for applause before an answer. Hold that line the next time you feel a bruise under a smile. That bruise is not weakness. It is a message that wants a chance to be heard. Give it one chance. Then laugh if you want. The laugh will be lighter. The laugh will be yours. You have noticed that I kept this story simple. I did that for a reason. Simple is hard. Simple is honest. Crowds love complex words when simple words would do. Simple words make it hard to hide. That is why leaders fear them. That is why I use them here. You deserve a clear view. Let us circle back to our first question so we can close the loop. Have you ever laughed along and felt a bruise under your smile? If yes, then now you have a tool. Pause and listen. See what the bruise is saying. If it asks for air, give it air. Then laugh if the air tastes right. That is the parable tucked inside the scandal. That is the gold mixed into the thorns. I will give you a few more beats from the lives we touched. The crying woman now hosts a small circle at a library.
We tell the hard part first, and we laugh at the end.
Jonah works at a community theater and loves the honest quiet before a scene begins.
I still like jokes, but I like pauses more.
Sarah teaches high school students how to use humor without hiding.
If the joke punches down, it is not brave. And if it smothers truth, it is not kind.
Mara edits videos for artists who want their sound to breathe.
The best clips have room for a breath between lines.
Atlas fills arenas in other cities. Some nights he lets the room go quiet for one long beat. I like to think he is listening there. I like to think that beat is for all of us. You stayed with me through the dark and the light today. Thank you for giving me your time and your ear. If this story worked on you, tap like, subscribe, and drop a comment. If you want to support this channel, you can use the QR code on the screen or the link in the description. In the description, you will also find links to other series that are very different and worth your time. I hope you will watch those next. Take care until we meet again, and come back for the next one. Laugh after truth, not instead of it, and we will be fine.